the Menendez brothers in their fight for freedom. Their family members are responding to California Governor Newsom's latest move, ordering the parole board to assess whether the brothers pose a risk to the public. Chief National Correspondent Matt Gutman is in L.A. Good morning, Matt.
Hey, good morning again, George. The governor's announcement could very well pave the way for a commutation of the brothers' sentence within a number of months. And almost no one saw this coming. And so family members telling me that when they heard the news from the governor's office earlier this week, their jaws dropped and there were audible gasps. This morning, the family of the Menendez brothers opening up to ABC News about California Governor Gavin Newsom's fast-tracking of a parole board assessment to determine whether Erik and Lyle would pose a risk to the public if released. Cousin Anna Maria Baralt, one of the first to hear the news. Was there an audible gasp? Did you high-five? What did it feel like?
The meeting began with, "Let me be clear, we are not granting clemency." And then we went down that road where they explained to us what the process was. It was just a few people, and in that meeting, and I know that I audibly gasped on my side. I can't speak for anybody else, but it's very exciting.
Erik and Lyle are 35 years into their sentence of life without parole for the shotgun murders of their parents back in 1989. But now a huge step on their road towards possible freedom.
The question for the board is a rather simple one. Do Erik and Lyle Menendez, do they pose a current, what we call unreasonable risk to public safety?
The assessment could take up to 90 days, but ABC News has learned that Newsom is fast-tracking the process, and if Newsom does support the brothers' release after the investigation concludes, their case will be reviewed by the parole board, which would then have up to 6 months to make a ruling.
This is a very welcome news for us, and we're just so grateful to the governor for stepping in and for giving us this chance.
Newsom initially content to allow Los Angeles District Attorney Nathan Hochman take the lead on the Menendez brothers. But now, multiple sources telling ABC News that Newsom made the decision to intervene after the DA's press conference last week, in which he rejected the brothers' petition for a new trial and dismissed their allegations of sexual abuse at the hands of their father, which the sources called a mistake. Do you personally now believe that they were not sexually abused by at least Jose Menendez?
They absolutely testified to it in great detail. I also understand that when it came to any corroborating information about that sexual abuse, it was extremely lacking.
Just last Thursday, Erik and Lyle opening up on the TMZ podcast, Two Angry Men, about life behind bars.
Prison can be hard, and there's a lot of suffering in prison. So, and I wasn't I'm not going to fight back. I'm not going to, engage.
I know that you and family members speak to the brothers regularly in prison. What was their response when they heard about the governor's investigation?
Cautiously optimistic and a little bit of, okay, what does it mean? How do we move forward?
And so sources close to the case tell me the governor's decision, which could lead him to commute the brothers' sentence, is already having a significant impact in two ways. First, it'll likely cause the DA to delay his long-awaited announcement of whether he would support resentencing the brothers, and it would likely delay the brothers' upcoming resentencing hearing until the parole board concludes its risk assessment investigation.